How you guys doing today? Good. All right, so for those of you who don't know me, I'm John Arroyo. I am the Skills Center Elite Director and co-founder of the Skills Center. First of all, I want to say thank you to all the parents. So boys, please clap it up for your parents right now. Hopefully this could not happen without you guys. Skills Center Elite started, for those of you who were last year, I probably said the same speech, but I'm going to switch it up a little bit. We started this in 2010, and the vision has always been to build a family culture. That was the whole goal, as well as being able to compete in the game of basketball. But I always say that this is an example of what we're truly about. You know, Skills Center is about life skills, character development, education first. Basketball is just an addition to. So what you guys exemplified here and what Joe has created with this group of young men is what we're truly about. When you guys go out of town, you guys do more than just play basketball. You guys understand that there's more out there in the court. And that's what it's all about. Giving each other, or giving your kids the opportunity to see different things. You guys have been in college tours. You guys have seen different states.
If any of our boys can accomplish a fraction of what he accomplished, you'll be happy. This guy was a McDonald's All-American in high school. He played Division I basketball at Wake Forest alongside Tim Duncan, transferred to Arizona, in which he led his team to a Final Four appearance. And he played professionally for years, got drafted by the Minnesota Timberwolves, played for Houston Rockets.
Orange and white, fifth grade team? Is this Skills Center orange and white fifth grade team?
Yeah!
All right, very good.
I am from St. Louis, Missouri. I went to Cardinal Ritter College Prep High School in St. Louis, where I was a McDonald's All-American. Coach just said that. I don't claim Wake Forest. I'm a University of Arizona alumni, so just think of me as University of Arizona. And I played 17 years professionally, 6+ years in the NBA, and 11 years overseas in Europe and in Asia. Now, for any of the kids in here that don't know where Europe and Asia is, you probably haven't gotten to that part in geography class yet. So don't worry about it. Any of the parents that don't know where Europe and Asia is, Lord help you, basketball team. There are literally millions of youth basketball players in the United States. Millions. It's about 500,000 roughly high school boys basketball players. It's a lot. And NCAA Division I, Division II, and Division III is about 15,000. Every year, there's only 450 NBA basketball players. So that means your chances of getting to the NBA from high school are very small. Very, very small. I know I just lost some of the parents that are like, oh my God, I've been paying thousands of dollars a year. You don't even got a chance to make it to the NBA.
About setting goals. You have to set goals. That's the number one thing.
Now, every basketball player, everybody in this room should have a goal. For all the young 5th grade and 6th graders, your goal should be to be the best 6th grader in the nation next season. Or I want to be a better shooter. I want to be a better passer. I want to be a better ball handler. If any of you were as bad as I was when I was in the 5th grade, your goal would be, can I please get in the game? Coach, put me in the game. Coach Joe, put me in the game. Go to your coach. How can I be a better shooter? He's going to give you a bunch of drills to do. You can go on YouTube and find a bunch of things to do. Just do it. You have to do it, man. Every single day. Before practice, after school, at the park, wherever, you got to do it, man. You got to set goals. It's much better to be over-prepared and waiting for an opportunity than to be under-prepared and get the opportunity. Definitely be over-prepared. So when everybody say it, set goals. Very important. Second thing I want to talk to you about is commitment. You got first thing, set goals. Second thing is you have to be committed to your goals. Being committed means doing something towards your goal every single day. Work hard every single day. Be hungry. You gotta be hungry, man. Oh, you want to see it? Because I wanted to see what all my competition was doing. So I gotta see how I can measure up to them. You know, so like my goal was to play in college basketball, so I had to have a strong commitment so I could reach that goal. You know, you gotta be committed, man. Everybody say it with me. Strong commitment.
Strong commitment.
Yes, that's right. Discipline. What is discipline? Discipline is your code of conduct. Set goals. Be committed. Be disciplined. Your code of conduct. How are you going to act every day towards your goal and towards the commitment you make? Let me give you an example. I'm sure a lot of you can relate. It's Friday night. It's a big tournament, big basketball tournament at Wild World of Disney. Saturday morning, first game, 8 a.m. Is it being disciplined if you stay up till 4 a.m. playing Fortnite?
No.
I want you parents to stop living your dreams through your kids. Please do that. Now I know some parents aren't in here. I know they don't do that in this room. So that if you know somebody, tell them for it. How much did I gave earlier about making it to the NBA? There's a 0% chance that any of you parents will get drafted in the NBA. It hasn't happened yet. It has not happened where the NBA commissioner came up to the podium.
With the 5th selection of the NBA draft, the Miami Heat select Demarius Jenkins Daddy.
Drives me nuts. Now, I swear I have not seen any parents in this room do this. But again, if you know somebody that does this, talk to them for me. But I have a son, he's 16, and when I go to his high school games, I see this all the time. Please, stop sitting on the sideline, front row, trying to coach your kid on the sideline when the coach is on the other sideline trying to coach him. The kid's like, I don't know what to do. My daddy's telling me one thing, my coach is telling me another. Just stop doing that. Coach Joe got a shirt. What's the shirt say, Coach Joe? I coach, they play, you cheer. Just sit on the sidelines and cheer. Just do it. Be positive. Do it the right way. Just sit on the sidelines and cheer. Now, like I said, I've never seen anybody in this room do that. But if you know somebody, get to the NBA. And I want y'all to listen to me. Your chances of making it to the NBA from high school are very small. Very, very small. Now, with that said, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, Michael Jordan, Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Garnett, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, myself, and thousands of other NBA players had the same less than 1% chance. We all sat in the same place that you sit right now. We all sat in that same spot. But if you do this, just start out with these 3 things that I told you today. Set goals, be committed, and stay disciplined. Then all of you, I promise, every single one of you have a chance to be in that less than 1%. All of you. And this is the last thing I'm going to say. And this is the most important thing I'm going to say. Be great athletes, but more importantly, be amazing people. And I want y'all to repeat that with me because that is the most important thing that I've said today. So repeat after me. Be great athletes.
Be great athletes.
Be amazing people.
Be amazing people.
Bless y'all. Thank you.
So this year, I thought we played a very competitive schedule. We went after a lot of the top teams, and we played against a lot of the top teams. And if we didn't beat them, we were right there with them. Nobody manhandled us this year. And for us to be able to do that, and you got to think about it. We practice on Wednesday for an hour most of the season. And when you put that in perspective, we have 2 teams for an hour on Wednesday. That's 30 minutes per team that we practice a week. Yeah, we were able to keep up the top teams in the nation that have shooting coaches, pro shooting coaches, pro strength and agility coaches, and all that stuff. And it takes talent to do that. And in this game of basketball, the most important thing that you can have is talent. And all of these boys on these teams have a great amount of talent. And they really displayed that this year. But just to be honest with you, we can't keep practicing for an hour a week and expect to keep up with some of these top teams and some of these top players. We have to get in the lab, we have to get more work in. And you have a promise from me that we are going to get in the lab a lot more next season. Whether we got the outside, whatever the case may be, we're really going to get it in. We're going to put in a lot of work. And it takes a village. And I'm going to have some coaching outside of the fanny pack, which is a little unique. But I guess I look the part. So anytime somebody see me coaching, they always ask the question, where did he play? And I remember the first time I met Big Wood, man. I don't know if you remember this. We were at the Hooters on Hillsborough, and I was on my lunch break, man. Everybody that was there was a professional athlete, a basketball player. And we all sitting there having a good time, and I was like, man, I gotta go, man. I'm on the clock. He said, on the clock? What you mean you got a job? We got to get back. And then later on, my man CT called and he was like, yeah, Wood said, man, that Joe, he kind of cool for an older guy. He was like, he's the same age. Like they had no guys in them, but God having a really good job. And it's allowed to sit at this table with them guys. But there was a reason that I was allowed to sit at the table with those guys. So, just a little background, I played junior college basketball out of high school. And it wasn't because of what I did on the court. In the classroom, I was an awful student. I was a horrible student. I would go and sit, and these people, our coach had a rule that all the basketball players had to sit in front of the class. I used to actually go, and it's embarrassing to me now to think about it. I used to actually go sit in these people's class, in the front row of this class, and be asleep in these people's class every day. Every day, as far as sleeping, these people, and the teacher let me do that. And I always made sure I was eligible to play. If the GPA we had to have was a 2.0, I had a 2.0. The next year they raised it to a 2.5, I had a 2.5. And I would always just do enough to get by. And if I be doing it, I didn't hurt anybody but myself. So although I was highly recruited out of high school, and my man CT that I was talking about, we had whole committed to just going back. And the reason I'm telling you guys all of this story is I'm telling you this because this is why I do what I do. I had nobody to walk with me through the whole recruitment process. Everything about the recruitment process and me going to college, I did on my own. I had nobody. My dad, I didn't want to answer the phone overseas. My dad didn't. He didn't want to talk to the college coaches either. You know, and I was just going through this whole process on my own. So now I got to go to junior college, so I open this bag. I'm going through all the junior college letters I got. This is small school. So my man CT and all of them, they're like, man, don't sign those things. You're kidding me or whatever. And I played in the pro-am game. Now, remember, I don't have anybody in my corner behind me through this whole recruitment process again. And I was playing in the pro-am game, and this is what I talk about with you guys all the time about mental toughness, how you have to be mentally tough. There was a guy that sat in the front row, and he heckled me the whole game. The whole game, and we were playing against a team led by Charlie Bradley, but everybody on the team was already playing professional ball. I was 19 years old. I'm playing against all these cool guys. I'm having the worst game of my life. And I was guarding Demetri Hill, for the University of Florida. I don't know if any of you guys remember him. And he was destroying. He had like 40 on me. And Bill didn't really play any defense, so I was getting the ball and I was in good scoring position, but I couldn't throw it in the ocean. I was missing layups. I played really bad. And this guy's in the front row the whole time standing up. So I told you, Philon ain't nothing. He can only do something in the car. He ain't nothing in here. And it's in a gym full of people, and I'm embarrassed. And so after that game, I remember I was sitting in front of my house at my mom's house. I sat in the car for an hour, and I was like, man, I'm not even good enough to go to Alabama. So the next day, I called the coach of San Diego. He came to the next pro-am game. I signed the papers right there in the gym. And all my boys were like, what are you doing? And that's how I ended up in San Diego. Just basically by me being insecure, having one bad game, and somebody in the crowd talking crap to me, I signed a letter to go to this college, this small school, and never gave myself a chance to play Division I basketball at that point. Went to San Diego, started getting hurt and all that good stuff, and the rest is cool, the rest is But in doing this, I always feel like there needs to be a balance in coaching between developing players, winning, because one thing you don't want your kids to get used to losing, and earning opportunities, earning everything. Everything that I do is basically to support that model. Developing the kids, winning, and earning opportunities. How many people saw the NBA Finals this year? So game one of the NBA Finals, Cleveland almost won that game. I think it went to overtime. Golden State ended up winning by like 10. Game 2, Golden State made one adjustment. They put Kevin Durant at the free throw line in the high post, where he is unguardable. He is unguardable in the high post. Now, there are other guys that can play in the high post too, but they're nowhere near as lethal as Kevin Durant in the high post. Now, if Kevin Durant gets a rebound, that doesn't mean he can't break it up the court, because he still can and he still did that. Kevin Durant going to the free throw line for his team where he's unguardable. They beat Cleveland by almost 30 points that game. Doesn't make him a third option ball handler. It makes him the number one option scorer. That's what that does. He did basically what he needed to do to put his team in the best position to win. And that's what I want you guys to do. And again, everything that I do for these boys is basically to support that model of developing talent, winning basketball games, and earning opportunities. And we can keep the tradition going, as we always do. Hopefully everybody's happy with how things are going. I know I had a conference call with some of the white parents before the season started. They weren't sure about me coaching or whatever, but I'm doing the same thing I've been doing from the second grade. Nothing has changed. Next year I'm still going to try to go after the best team, regardless of who we have on this team, or who's playing, or I still want to go to Canada. I still want to do some of these things. I mean, like none of that changes. I don't care who we got. I don't care who we have. But that medal that's in my car, I don't need it anymore. I'm actually going to throw it away when I leave here, because I don't need that reminder that not everyone in your circles in your corner. Because I usually have a parent that's always going to remind me of that. But I'm done talking, and guess we can start with this trophy ceremony.
So much love.
All right, so we're going to... I got up there and talked for 45 minutes. And, I mean, two things, man. I'm a storyteller, and, and number two is, I'm passionate about, trying to help as many kids as I can not make the mistakes that I've made along my career path as a student athlete. I know exactly where I went wrong in my quest, and, and my goal is to try to, help, these boys that I'm coaching, through those, different obstacles that they're going to run into. A lot of times as parents, I mean, we don't know. So now that I talked everybody's head off, it's time for us to get to the trophy ceremony. And it's crazy, but, some parents want the trophies more than the damn kids do. And, where, Lauren Woods talked about parents living through these kids, man, that is real. That is a real thing. And, and sometimes passing these trophies out, especially on the ones that are subjective, can be a little touchy and controversial sometimes. And, but it is what it is, man. Sometimes kids have to, use these types of things as motivation. Now, I forgot to thank a few more people. I forgot to thank my wife, team mom, this year. She's also forgot to thank Jerry and Jessica. Jessica records every game, and Jerry takes them home and he does all the stats for each game and maps them out. So thank you. And also Mort actually, for all the Orange games, he has his little app on his phone, and he keeps all the stats for our Orange team. So thank you. And these are my wife and I, we try to do our best to give the kids a great experience. We try to go above and beyond. Big Lauren said that this was the best banquet he had seen. He didn't see a banquet this good until he got to the NBA. But, I tried to mimic the ESPYs and kind of take on that sports tradition and kind of do the whole, the nominees are, and the winner is. So, and the winner is... Austin Leftwich.
And the winner is Jarvis Cole.
The winner is
Not bad, that's good job. Who you too?
The winner is Jay London Piven.
And the winner is
Davion Greer. Oh my God.
and the winner is
A.T. Tipton.
Steals leader and shot block leader is also kind of controversial awards. Based off of how I instruct the boys on how to play the game, how to play defense the right way. I tell the boys I want stops, not steals, and I make them put their hands straight up as opposed to swapping in and going for blocks, which I want them to be disciplined as far as playing defense, but steals will still come. If you stay in front and you move your feet, a kid's gonna cough it up. He's, a steal's gonna present himself. Or if you play the passing lane properly, have a hand in the passing lane, steals are gonna come. But I want them to be disciplined steals. Same thing with blocks. I want them to stand there with their hands straight up, and you still get blocks. There's still blocks in the game where if you block it when the ball's a little bit low, but if you have your hands straight up, sometimes they throw the ball right into your hands. That's a block. But until they can get up over that rim and get clean blocks at the rim, I want them to continue to put their hands straight up, and we'll count the blocks and steals that we do get playing the game the right way.
And the winner is Austin Leftwich.
And the winner is Jay London Piven.
And the winner is Luis Miranda. And the winner is JoJo Philon. He already knew he was getting it. Just a matter of time.
And the winner is Raphael Anderson.
And the winner is Sheep Safety.
And the winner is Braylon Moore.
That's why this trophy so small, man. I'm ordering some good ones coming your way so you get two.
Winner is Jacob Douglas.
from work. He's running he's an anonymous donor to the program. We want anonymous, I ain't gonna tell nobody else. But man, Mr. Ray Montelongo.
Good evening, everyone. How y'all doing? Y'all probably would wonder who this dude in the back with a nice little jacket on or whatever. I don't have a little boy playing, not yet. But I am a fan, I am a sponsor, and a huge advocate for what Joe does all day, every day, especially at work. I'm his co-worker. And that's all he do is talk about these kids and his community, these kids, and his unrivaled. Alright, so I get an opportunity to go ahead and give out the most important award. For you guys who don't know, my name is Reyes. Get on with Mongo in a second. We can call me Ray. And the winner is Mr. Luis Aranda. And the winner is Mr. Caleb Edmonds.
Caleb was playing on a very high level. We didn't take more until 2. Brian Rivera.
All right, so this is a new award I created this year, Offensive Player of the Year. And it was a bit controversial. So, I had 3 candidates to win this. Now, if we were talking about the most talented Offensive Player of the Year, there would be no question. It would be Jarvis Pope, hands down. But let's look at the breakdown. So, Jay London was one of the nominees. He averaged 9.6 points per game, 2.9 assists per game, and 3.01 turnovers per game. JT was another nominee. He averaged 10.14 points per game, 4.06 assists a game, 2.90 turnovers a game. And then Jarvis Pope was our third nominee, averaging 10.18 points per game, 2.96 assists per game, and 4.40 turnovers per game. On top of that, just looking at the 3 players, Jarvis actually missed vast majority of the, I think he missed about primarily because of academics. Another one, he had a little bit of an injury when he missed a couple of tournaments, and the last tournament he missed was because he was on vacation. But as far as him missing those games for academic purposes, I would use this as a teachable moment for Jarvis Pope, in not winning this award. But look, it is what it is. It's a controversial, award, and JT was the winner.
JT.
And the winner is Boy Sing All Right.
And the winner is JoJo Philon.
Brian Beard. And the winner is Jay London. Pittman.
All right, so the next 4 awards are to be the most important out of all the awards. None of this matters if you don't have these. And these are the academic players of the year. And they're no nominees, they're just winners. Anyways, so first up, JoJo Philon, all A's for the entire year. Lee Crotwell, all A's for the entire year. This is the beat of his life, right? Marty Hannon, all A's for the entire year. And last but not least, Christopher Ramirez, all A's for the entire year. And sorry I talked so long today, but I'm a storyteller, call me for his drum. Y'all give it one time a year. That's my rant is over. Fight on out.
In basketball, you have to be mentally tough, man, whether you're playing or coaching. And even, I guess, sometimes being a parent. And, with me, I constantly, I always have people, saying things, about me. And questioning my integrity, my motives, and my positive intentions I have, in coaching these boys and volunteering my time. And, it's crazy to me because there's nothing that I wouldn't do for my most advanced player that I wouldn't do for my least advanced player and everybody in between. And nobody can say otherwise. I feel like I go above and beyond for the boys that I coach. And, I try to lead them in the right direction. Now, in me doing these videos, am I saying I know it all? No, because, there's more than one way to skin a cat. But I'm doing these videos to show this is how I skin the cat. And this is how I do things. This is my thought process, behind some of these things I do. But, if, some might find it hard to believe that somebody would, be saying these things about me, but just look around. Look around. I see them. Do you? But, in the past, man, I used to get mad about this kind of stuff. But, anger is a sign of weakness. And it doesn't bother me anymore. It's kind of that concludes season 1 of Coarching Travel Basketball. Hope you watched it. I hope you enjoyed it. If things go as planned, season 2 will have a lot of drastic changes. It's going to be good, man. So I say all that to say this. My rant is over. Philon out.